So, Rex Hoggard, you heard what Keith Pelley had to say about players coming back to the DP World Tour. What about players potentially returning to the PGA Tour from LIV?
Yeah, that was one of the things that came up in the press release and the memo to players later. I think the important part of this is that they can reestablish membership starting after this year. You can get an idea of how complicated it would be to try to do it this year. But the one thing that stood out to me is, even though yesterday's announcement, I think, caught everybody in the golf world off guard, the idea of creating a path back for the players who join LIV Golf, whether that's to the DP World Tour or the PGA Tour, that's not new. There have been rumblings on tour about this going all the way back to the Honda Classic when a lot of players were talking about it, and it's been an ongoing conversation. I will say, as recently as last Wednesday at Muirfield Village, I asked a ranking PGA Tour official what that path back would look like, and I was told by that official that right now there is no path back. There is no policy. That was less than a week ago, so it gives you an idea of how complicated this would be if they come up with some sort of formula that allows those players back. Now, there's two groups here. One, you guys have already addressed the idea that the players who did not join LIV Golf, remain loyal to the PGA Tour, they would quote-unquote need to be made whole. I think Rory McIlroy just talked about that. The other group, the players who did join LIV Golf, what would that look like? You need to make it punitive enough that they wouldn't do this again. But if you make it too punitive, I've spoken with players on the other side. They're not even exactly sure if they want to come back to the PGA Tour or the DP World Tour. So it's going to be an ongoing process, and right now there's no consensus.
We talked about it yesterday, this highly charged player meeting with Jay Monahan. There have been numerous details actually leaked out. What have you learned about what took place yesterday?
I think we all have an idea of what went on in there. I've been told numerous words have been used: heated, emotional, angry. A lot of things the players went in there. They were confused. I think they went in there to vent. It lasted about an hour and a half. But two things stand out from what I heard. One, the concept of a union, that the players joining a union came up. Now, this is nothing new in golf. There's been rumblings about this for years on the PGA Tour, but they've never gone anywhere. But in this particular case, there is no collective bargaining agreement for PGA Tour players like there is in every other major sport in the United States. They've always trusted the PGA Tour to do what's right for them. I can tell you right now that trust has been eroded by what happened yesterday. So that's going to be an ongoing conversation. The other part of it is, and I was told by multiple players in the meeting, that Jay Monahan, the commissioner, was asked point blank if he intended to stay in his job going forward, and that there was a lot of rumblings and even maybe a little bit of applause in the room when that subject came up.
And one important note to mention here, even though we have this agreement, this memorandum between the PGA Tour and the PIF, it still has to go through an approval process. What does that entail?
I think it's interesting the words that the commissioner used, and when he spoke with the media last night, he pointed out this is a quote-unquote framework agreement, and it's really, really short on details, and I think that's by design, because the way this process works on the PGA Tour is decisions, especially decisions this large, get debated by the Player Advisory Council, the PAC. That's 16 members are on there, and then they sort of come up with ideas, and they pitch it to the policy board, which is now 10 members. 5 of those members are player directors, and 5 are independent directors. Ultimately, it will be the policy board that will decide what this new entity looks like, how the players will be welcomed back from LIV Golf, all of the details that we've been talking about. Now, that's important, and it's a little inside baseball, but it's important because the structure of the policy board changed last year. It had always been 4 player directors and 5 independent directors, which meant essentially the commissioner, Jay Monahan, if he wanted to push something through the policy board, he kind of had the votes to do that. Now, in response, there are now 5 players on it. Patrick Cantlay was added to the policy board last year. It could be a dead split, and again, going off of what was said in yesterday's meeting, I don't think it's a guarantee that everyone's going to be on board. This is going to be a long process.